watching KLIMCZAK'S Killer Collection, and tonight's review is...
Pieces.
And stick around after the review for a brief discussion about the Confederate flag controversy and Something Weird Video's decision to pull 2000 Maniacs from its DVD catalog. Without bothering to dig for deeper meanings, Pieces is a by-the-numbers slasher that hit American theaters when the profits were at their highest. Borrowing from the newly established Prior Evil Incident plot-building kit, Pieces gets off to a mediocre start when a young boy is caught playing with a naughty puzzle by his puritanical mother.
Just like your father, and I can tell you a couple of things about him.
This film was a foreign production with its eye on American grindhouse cinema, so what we get here is another foreign caricature of what it is to be American.
Go get a plastic bag. I'm gonna burn everything.
Isn't it interesting that the writers chose New England to set a story about a boy damaged by puritanical inhibitions? The film tap dances around some sexual orientation issues, and I can't help but observe how, after this character's self-liberation from purity, he goes into a proverbial closet. Apparently the breaking of the mirror wasn't anything psychologically symbolic. It's just a minor plot point. 40 years after the incident, the highly improbable breaking of another mirror brings out our killer from his proverbial closet. Naturally, his killing spree begins with a young popular girl who attends the local college. Like most of the era's slasher films, Pieces carries the heavy overtones of a modern morality play.
Hey, it didn't be long. If so, I'll leave somewhere else.
Just a few minutes, miss.
Okay.
Pieces is either so well crafted or so carelessly inept, making it difficult to criticize. If Pieces was produced to play the way it was deliberately, this is the creation of unbridled genius. Regardless, the material lends itself to social critiquing because no matter how these characters are written, they are ultimately revealing glimpses at a newly conservative America.
Don't tell me I'm the bearer of bad news. I could kill myself.
Pieces begins to play out like a well-written satirical sitcom that's poking fun at institutions like education and law enforcement. And while it may not have been written this way deliberately, it certainly is telling of how other cultures look at us from the outside.
Brains out. I don't want to wait for Laura's opinion. You can use. Now, could that have been done with a chainsaw? Like that one over there?
Well, I'm not a pathologist. I'm a layman. See, this. I'd say it's elementary.
Okay, thanks. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes! While we were out here fumbling with that music, the lousy bastard was in there killing her!
You cut that poor girl in half while she was still alive. You have any idea the terror that kid went through? She was still alive, for Christ's sakes.
I know, Lieutenant, I know. But I'm doing the best I can. If I go too fast, I might miss something. Just gotta give me more time.
We don't have any more time. Take some uppers or something.
And
But I need to screw up. I've been going 23 hours straight.
Remember that kid Kendall? I'll see if I can get him down there to you.
I thought I was tired.
Kendall's a suspect? Must be it. Suspect? You're crazy. That kid's clean and you know it. Look, he knows everyone on that college campus. He could smell something suspicious faster than we can.
I know, Lieutenant. I know. But the book doesn't.
Yeah, what the hell with the book? The book says, get the killer. Now quit talking to me and find me a lead, damn it.
American attitudes toward work, responsibility, authority, and entitlement are as illustrated in these seemingly two-dimensional characters. But watch carefully, because a lot is exposed.
They must be testing the system.
But who? I thought that was your job.
No way, lady. I just take care of the grounds. All the electronics is someone else's headache. No one's allowed to use that phone.
Come on, I'll take responsibility.
Wait over there.
Remember, this was produced at a time when we were heavily critical of our Eastern brothers in Soviet Russia, so an Eastern viewpoint on American habits and behavior are ultimately worth their weight in gold here. Pieces, starring husband and wife B-movie team Christopher George and Linda Day George, comes in at 3 slashes out of 5 on the slasher scale simply for its entertainment value. If I could prove that Pieces was written to be deliberately inept, I'd give it 5.
What they were celebrating wasn't important, and it sounded like a heap of fun until 2,000 maniacs, crazed for carnage, started bathing an entire town in pulsing human blood.
These days it seems everyone's lost their head over the Confederate flag issue in the wake of the recent tragedy in South Carolina. Here are a few things to keep in mind. Neither the Confederate flag, nor the Dukes of Hazzard, nor 2,000 maniacs have been banned. It is completely legal for you to have for your own enjoyment. Individual corporations made decisions to remove certain programs from their rosters, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be allowed to do so. Remember, America, you voted for personhood. I understand the counter-argument here is that America has gotten a little bit crazy with trying not to offend anyone. I recently saw the New Orleans Saints were under fire for their logo. But before we get too upset about that, how important is football in the first place? Aren't there bigger fish to fry in America? Don't be afraid of change, America, because a little change might do you some good.
Playboy's favorite playmate, Connie Mason.
Oh, the South's gonna rise again.
Night, Mr. Wawa. You're watching KLIMCZAK'S Killer Collection, and tonight's review is...